What's up, traders? Bringing you a weekly report for the market coming August 27th. And, a couple of things that I want to talk about. We talk so much about mindset and what we need to do to be successful, not only in trading, but in everything that we do. And recently read something, I think it was a blog that I read about David Goggin, and he talks about the Hell Week, where he was a Navy SEAL, got got in a whole bunch of trouble and got shot up and wins and a whole bunch of stuff that I can highlight. But the moral of the story that what he talks about is when you go through the Hell Week, what does visualization do for you? And personally, somebody just asked me the other day, hey, do you have any fears? And I said, fears, but fear nobody but God. I mean, sound like Tupac, but that's really what it is. We have to face our challenges head on. And if it's really a fear, that means we're not prepared and we're not ready for it. So, but if you're ready and prepare and you have confidence in yourself to be successful, then there's no fear. Then it's about just doing what you do each and every day. So let me show you for the members and what we have for the members here. And let me just bring this here if I can get this right. And then there was somebody says, hey, you know what, I went in cash. So I said, okay, well, I mean, that is you who want to go into cash. I don't have a knee-jerk reaction. And portfolio management it's a whole different story. So this is how we did in playbook trading as far as day trading. So get great week here on playbook trading. But I wanted to bring you about what's our portfolio looks like. And I've been sharing this portfolio with live with the subscribers, and obviously it is for subscribers. So you can see here, I've got questions, follow-up emails, those that have send me. So I keep this pretty close to the vest, and I take care of all. I almost answer every question that I get here. So let's take a look at some of these names. But what I would tell you, the Wednesday, and I'll talk about the technicals, this was up about almost $7,000. So there was like a 5,000 hit on that ominous Thursday bar. But nonetheless, we have good wins here. We got a win in Roku here. We got a win in NVIDIA here. We got a win in DSP here. What I don't have listed here is Tesla. Tesla I called swing. There was a day trading call at 222.40, stop here, and you can see the highlight overnight hold. So I took some profit in Tesla, but I don't have it here. I can bring that up. But recently we got into XPEV, TNA, Disney stopped out. This is as good as the notes can get. Ugly chart on support. And then we got back in Roku, Airbnb, CLS, Goog. So let's get into it and see what we got going on for next week. Qs. So as I talked about, I talked about, this is a pretty ominous bar, and someone asked me, hey, so it is a bullish bull or bear. First question I get is it bullish or bearish? Well, let me just answer this very quickly. It is bearish. We should not have, in a bull market, when you really look at the bull market, we should not have this ominous red bar after a 9% correction in the bull market. We did have a really good run, really good run off the bottom, and we took full advantage for the playbook trading portfolio. But now it's starting to stall. So we may, this become a significant low for me. We are right at close to the 21 period moving average right here. So this becomes a significant low for me. Also, 21 moving average is big level in the Qs on the hourly chart. I like to see us getting back up, but I'm gonna let the stops hit if they do, and I have adjusted my stops, so all my stops are now at 3%. So it's how you manage your portfolio, whether it's 3, 5, 7, so however you started. So max loss 3%, and if it is 3%, and then it is what it is. But this becomes area to watch. This becomes the most significant. And if you're one of those investors, traders, whatever you identify yourself as, and you panic and you get out of the stock, and then only to see all those stocks rise again on Friday, further proliferating the frustrations and takes you away from making a good decision. And I did a video on decision making and really aligning your expectations with your strategy. Check it out if you haven't checked it out. It really lays out the roadmap of how to be successful, and what few nuances or the minute changes, not big. I think everyone's disciplined. I already talked about it. We brush our teeth, we make our bed, we go to work, we clock in, we clock out. So we're disciplined already. So this is, above this, I think if we get above this, I am going to aggressively add to the portfolio. We get below this, you'll see probably 25% invested in the market after that, and then reset. When you look at the S&P spiders, it's much healthier than looks much healthier than the Qs. Again, same concept here. It's the IWM that can't get going. Now, I started position IWM. I think this low has to hold. We don't hold this low, we might be in trouble, because this has to hold here, right up here. So this has to hold. This low doesn't hold. We might see something here, maybe here, right here. But IWM got to get going here. So that's market. I have few stocks that I've scanned out. I'm gonna keep the video short this week. I have a lot of things that are happening, but I'll take you right through the stock pick. Nvidia. So let's talk about the Nvidia. The response to Nvidia's earning in after hours was good, or slash great. I was long going into earnings, as you saw, so that was good. But Thursday faded in fairly dramatic reversal, and down, and closed down to the very low. And I'll tell you this, I tried to play long here. I got stopped out on a day trade. I did play long here, right up here at 482. I put a stop at 474. It went to 489. I said, okay, we're in business over this. I was getting ready to add, maybe go to 500, and market just wasn't having it that day. So I ended up stopping out on both of my day trading positions in Nvidia. But hey, so close at the very low. So it's ugly and rippled through all AI influenced tech leaders. It was almost a worst case scenario for the market. I thought, this is going to be the catalyst the market would need. So that was the worst case scenario, and heavy volume continuation lower on Friday. So you have 2 days of distribution, high volumes, maybe more downside in Nvidia right here, close the gap. But this is significant. I'm going to be buying here at 404, 405 area. I personally remain positive, but if it gets below the 50-period moving average and live below the 50 and undercut the 50-period moving average, then I would be interested in the reversal. The next one I have is VRT. Now, I personally missed this name, VRT. I personally missed this name. I did play this long here on this gap day and just missed this 34.21 entry, sorry. So this is a textbook, and I mean textbook. This is a textbook if you ever heard of whatever your investing style is. If it's not one of those crazy get rich quick scheme type of style, then this is a stage one. And this breaks out of the stage one here, based, and then moved up, and this was viable area from 20. And then look at this little high tide flag at resistance. I would say load up the boat, and totally get engulfed here. So VRT, super setup, looking for it to come back and give us an entry here. Despite the market in correction, I couldn't resist to put that, because this is a true market leader. I don't know, if you're not enthralled by this name and pushing into all-time high over 4 weeks of digestion, then maybe you need to go back and redo your um, redo your trading plan, because this is how big money made. If I'm a big fan of Ray Dalio, the book Principle, and he talked about what led him to go broke at age of 35, and then had to go borrow $4,000 from his father to pay his rent. And he came back and said, hey, I've missed a lot of leaders in the market, but what I really missed is holding those leaders and staying with those leaders. So this is, if my personal trading style is purely based on Bill O'Neill, William O'Neill. I follow. I don't really I do subscribe to IBD, but I subscribe to Marcus Smith, and that's where I do all my research. And that is a great place. I mean, that's it's a couple $1,000s a year, but worth every penny. Next one I have is XPEV, and XPEV is triggered long on Friday. I'm long at $17. I put a stop at 15 right above here, a little bit more than what I wanted, but this is another one. Look at this, stage 1, stage 2A, and then now triggering stage 2. So this pullback was on a lighter volume, and then I'd like to see a continuation this week. And this is one of the better Chinese name. You have, there's a lot of Chinese names in play here. EDU is in play. I love this chart on EDU, by the way. Over $60. This getting really get going, and 77 could be the next target on EDU. You have LI as well on this Chinese name. The daily looks good. I'm not sure about the weekly, the way it reversed, because this is your LI, this is your XPEV, and you can see the differences between the two. See that this is so orderly pullback, and versus LI. Now it is happening at the very high, but look at this big red bar. So I don't like those. Next, Roku. I am long Roku. Again, this is a powerful gap here. Good earnings. You had a nice earnings beat. This is for me typical post earning. We have post earning drift. This is a post earning drift, and then I have a post earning pullback in my playbook that I do for swing trading, and this is also big. Stage 1 here, and this is pure education for you as well. This is a pure right here. You have stage 1, and then a peekaboo over 21 and a 50, stay above, goes up, a little bit of rest day, move up, and then it kind of reversed here, but now starting to look really good. Look at the volume, really dried out. That means either funds are accumulating this stock, or something's about to happen with this stock. But over 80, you can add to this trade if you're not already in this. MNSO, this we traded in day trading, and I said this is a really good gapping over the base. This really had a good week, mostly due to earning. I love to see some consolidation here and then play this higher. Powerful breakout here, as I talked about, but a little follow through to the upside. It's a leading relative strength, and what I mean by leading relative strength is when this is where I go and check all the relative strengths and all the fundamentals. And if somebody tells you fundamentals they don't matter, then they truly don't have any idea how to be successful in the stock market. And if one of the best books that I've ever picked up is How to Make Money in Stock. Not by William O'Neill. That's a really good book. It's by some a female author, and I don't remember the name on top of my head. What's her name? But the book was good because it says how to make money in a stock market. Amy Smith. So check it out. It really it talks about traders, just home gamers like myself and somebody else, who were making good money and decided that they want to have independent freedom, so financial freedom, and independently wealthy. And they start studying the William O'Neill method, and just studied to the T, and became very successful over time. But anyways, so we were talking about relative strength for MNSO. So this is where I go and look at the relative strength. Look at 99 relative strength, or MNSO, powerful breakout into profit. This was the, this is the stop, this is the buy, and look at the earning beats here: 25%, 18% for the next quarter. This looks really, really good. And if and when in doubt, this passes 9 out of 11 for the checklist. So if this is all the checklist that's already, or you can go and see which one you want to follow, but I have my own criteria that I built. So this is where I do all the research in Marcus Smith. So there you go. And then I have the next chart. I have actually, let's bring this one up for review. I was looking at RCL, and that started to, has a very subtle lower volume, healthy pullback to the 50 period moving average right here. Could be get going here. It will be reasonable to start working into a position somewhere here above this, the maybe 101 area. Stop will be 97. So maybe start at 25% position, add another 25, and then let's see what happens here, and then we can get full in this position. But I think I think travel is in full effect, and we have some we'll have some follow through with the travel goes. And then let's see what else I have. SMCI, which SMCI is a little bit disappointing from the earning, but I want to see if this thing settles in here, because on when you look at the SMCI here, it's still pretty healthy relative strength. But see what happens with the relative strength. It's not pointing higher. It is now has to work itself. It has to work itself back up. So that's the difference. That's how you read relative strength. Good earnings. Had a good earnings. There's something that we got to figure this out. How we get into this. But here's a CELH. So that's next one on the list on CELH. I love this one. I mean, I've highlighted this so many times. I highlighted here. If you're in a swing program, highlighted here. Watch out the base. I've highlighted here. It really reminds me of ANET. And let me show you ANET, and I'll come back to it. It's really, this is what's happening with ANET, and this is ominous bar, but this is also very good, very good. But anyway, CLH, back to CLH. Triple digit sales and earnings accelerating. So one of the only stocks to gap higher on earnings and get support after the gap. So this was, I wanted to talk about this. That is, it's staying this. Well, actually, I do have another one that, great earnings, and I am long. If you're in a swing program, you are long. This is a gap day, big base here, and now it just triggers. So Rely or Remitly Global, I love this. This is a super stock type of setup. Now you have to figure out what your horizon is. I am happen to be pretty patient with my stock, especially one that gets me going and I can hold. And those of you who are in a program knows the damage that we've done with Meta. We bought Meta here, then we bought Meta in bought Meta here. This is after earnings, so this is a post earning drift, came back up, stayed above. This is where we entered and held it all the way here. Much easier when you get into 175 and then you're at earning day, you're at 209. You have a really good cushion at the end of the day. Those some of those super stock traders, and whether it's William O'Neill, Ropel, Minervini, I mean, these are some champions that I'm talking about, or whether it's Jesse Livermore, but David Ryan, I can go on and on and on. These guys are investing champions. They didn't make money overnight. They held their positions. They started to accumulate this position, and then the only way stock is gonna continue to gap up, trust me on this one, because they have accelerated growth. Otherwise, ain't nobody buying that stock. Adobe. Adobe is beautiful here. It's another AI story which I happen to love, and I'm long here at 525. So it's right at my target, at my buy point. It was up at 540 on Thursday, but it came back. But this is where I have my stop at 500. It's about 5%, not it is a 5% stop here. I love this. The more it stays, the better. I love it. I'm not in love with the earnings, but I think with AI, their earning can re-accelerate. And here's Adobe right here. Good relative strength. See, this one is pointing up. Looks like it wants to move higher. Look at this weekly chart. That's the only thing that's bothering me. Everything else checks out for Adobe. Kind of a cup of handle right here on Adobe. All right, I'm gonna go through pretty quick for the next few. TDW, that looks pretty good again. Nice relative strength here in TDW. I like this one. The weekly chart looks promising. It is trading above the 50 period moving average on the daily chart, so that is a good sign for the chart. Keep an eye on this. This looks pretty good. The buy point will be about 63.79. WFRD. This is also from the weekly scan. This one is digesting nicely on decreasing volume, and this sector in itself is really heating up as AI cools. So relative strength is 98. Look how tight this is. We're going to talk about, I mean, this is a tight flag at the highs. Note something here. Thursday market dropped, WFRD, no reaction to the market drop, staying healthy. This is, you can draw this a little bit of a trend line and buy over this trend line. So I have this as one of the favorites going into the next week. Let me bring that up here. WFRD, love this. The daily, the weekly, right up here. So this is super nice. High tight flag. You've got a nice trend line here, right here. Nice trend line. 3 touches. 1, 2, 3 touches. Trend line support, and that looks pretty nice here on WFRD. All right, next one on the list I have BKR, and I'm gonna BKR. It's another base that I love. Keep an eye on this. Baker Hughes. This is not your sexy stock. It doesn't move much. True range is 64 cents, so it's not sexy, but hey, I don't need anyone to be sexy to make money. NVO, I'm gonna pass this. It's an ADR, but Uber is attractive here for me. 45.65 will be the entry in Uber, with the stop right here around 43, and let this one ride. I love this. This is a mini cup and handle that's happening in Uber. So that's what I like. It's not, the low handle hasn't really formed in Uber, but could start, could be a good start to a position here. Workday, it's this one engulfed the entire red bar, and this is about to take out this base. The entry will be right here at 240 on a higher volume, and this could get going here. So keep an eye on WDay. I actually love this WDay idea. And then few stocks that really don't, 341,000 shares is pretty liquid, but this is on my pullback play here. Look at this weekly chart. This is all you need is one or two of these, maybe every 6 months to really grow your portfolio. I've been giving you these examples throughout the video, and here's another one. You take a look at it. That's your stage 1 accumulation stage, and that's your stage 2A, and this is a solidifying stage 2. That's your entry. Look at this move. And then ALSN is my last one. It is my favorite. I have an order out for ALSN. This is just fantastic. One of the, it is little. It's 400,000, so it's little illiquid, but really holding in tight. Pivot point into new highs. This has all the ingredients, all the attributes to break out over 60 on a high volume. Put a stop at right here, 57, give it a $3 stop and let it go. Another one with big stage 1, stage 2A, and then this is stage 2, and then boom, off we go. So that's all I have for this evening. Hope you have a fantastic trading week. If you like this, give it a like, hit a subscribe, stay focused, stay disciplined, stay with Playbook Trading.